be my mentor, and this is regarding my revisions and the codes. Like here, as you can see, I followed your suggestions to minimize the coding, like too much div and too much classes. I did that. This is my setup now. It's much cleaner now. Followed your advice. Okay. I did put the validator to indicate that I already validated this, and also screen 1. If I open it on my browser here, turn my screen to 800 by 600. Okay, I've taken out the lines here as you suggested, and if I zoom in, it stays in place. That's what's happening with my display, and that resets to regular size. For screen number 2, here I also cleaned this up as I suggested, followed your coding style, minimize the divs, and just use learn to code with less coding, less divs. As you can see, I also adjusted my indentation. Like this one is div wrapper, so this one, div header, is a little bit indented to indicate that it's a child of the wrapper inside the wrapper, and inside the header is the h1. Okay, and remove the divs here. And also another div in line with h1, so that I can style the navigation there, the top navigation, and then the search. As you can see, I've cleaned this up a little bit. Okay, and then there's a header, end of the main header div, also in line with that, and then I start another div, nav menu, in line with that, because it's not a child but it's inline element. So you can see, I hope you notice the improvements here. I've used list divs and classes, which you told me to. Okay, right there. So it's just few codings now. Get rid of the extra divs, and so, and then h2, screen 2 is here. Refresh that. Okay, so that I can show you that it's working on my web browser. There, let's zoom it a little bit so you can see it. Stays there. Only this search button here. So I did all the because I wanted to align this and this one, but at some point this search button goes down. I hope you can still suggest what's good or what's better to do with that. I don't want to put it in the div, but see what you can do, or you can help me with this. This is the only problem I have with this one. But if I reset it to the regular size, it goes back there, and the rest of the page stays the same except that. So I hope that will be acceptable for the certification, hopefully. Okay, and then so that's this nice screen to the CSS. Also, I followed that, you know, resetting and all of my CSS. Screen 3. Basically, what I did is just, you know, clean it up. Followed your. Okay, still the same now. With cleaner coding. Also, I've tried to maintain the aspect ratios in my view here. It's working. Nothing's clashing there or collapsing when I zoom in or zoom out. Everything stays in place. Okay, and reset to the regular size. And now for coding, actually, screen 3 CSS is here. Minimize and remove all so the you know, extra stuff that I don't need based on my here in the codes. I removed the spaces and, you know, a lot of divs. There's still divs, but it's minimized. I followed your advice to do the span here instead of div, and I was able to work that out in CSS. Okay. Alright, and here, see, also I've used divs to enclose sections that I need to stay in one place, and others scattered like this one. Div is so that I can put in one place, group it into one place. This one here. Actually, no, let me check. Content header. Yeah, this one. Yeah, so that I can group together this part here, from here to here, from the breadcrumb, this one, to this portion. That's content header, put it in a div so that's, you know, provide a space between this bar at the top and then the top portion of the main content here. Also continued reducing the divs and classes. I use classes now if I need to use that properties on another location. So, and then basically the same again for the screen 4 CSS. Use the gradient generator, so there's a lot of code there. But yeah, reset, and then on the HTML, follow the alignment, remove the spaces. I am also using on the view the word wrap here, so it would help me. I did the you know, the return before because I was not using the word wraps, and so I split this paragraph into a return so that I can see it all, and I understand that a space is just one space in HTML, so I did that before, but I followed your advice, because I know I need to pass the certification, and I hope that I pass the certification. And on the screen for checks, I also validated all my pages before I submitted this and sent to you. So I have several validation. Went back to some of the property mentioned, the overflow hidden right there, and the screen 4 is this. Okay, here I've aligned this to also reduce the divs, and now put there the red more button is in text here. The background is the picture, or the background image is just this pointer. The image would just look like a pencil. I used the background image of the A tag here, so as you suggested. So, and if I validate this, I put the validation zone, I put it in a website, and it automatically validates. Okay, so I guess that's it. I hope you pass the certification as I submit this and you evaluate this again. If I need to work on other things, please help me so that I'll become certified. Thank you very much for your time. Again, this is Jordan Escobedo. Thank you very much.